The majority of Ugandan's population is under 30, and most of them have never known another leader beside Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Hello Africa, welcome back to New Africa, where we tell African stories how it is. Now, let me speak about something from Uganda, okay? This election of Uganda right now, this moment is very, very different. One, Uganda has held election before, okay? Opposition has existed before. Complaints has happened before. But what makes January 15 difference is who is speaking now. Okay? It is not just politicians or activists or elites. It is the youths who are speaking. And that's why this moment is very different. Okay? The majority of Ugandan's population is under 30. And most of them have never known another leader beside Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I'm not saying Museveni is bad, but I'm saying what the youths are saying on the ground.
We need a change for our country. King of Kings, we have lasted for a long time praying for this, and we are waiting for your answer. Father, we want to call upon you so that you can raise up your mighty hand and cause a change in this country. We want to pray for those who are praying, and those who are leading, and those who are raising up their hands for the change of this country.
Museveni came to power in 1986. And most Ugandan youths were not even born. Their parents were young. And some were not even alive, So when young Ugandans say end of an era, they are not being disrespectful. They are saying this system is older than our lives, and it has nothing new to offer us. Okay? And here's the part many analysts don't understand. The part many analysts don't understand. This movement is not really about Bobywine. Not really about Bobywine. The movement we are seeing in Uganda. Yes, Bobywine is symbolic. Bobywine is the face. Bobywine, he is the voice. But he is not the cause of this movement. Bobywine represents a refusal to accept political inheritance. Bobywine represents youth unemployment with no apology. Bobywine represents police brutality with no accountability. A closed economic with open corruption. And that's why his music connected fast. That's why his message landed. That's why the youths saw themselves in him. And he didn't talk to them. He spoke from them. Let me tell you something important, my African people. Authoritarian systems do not fear opposition leaders. No, they fear mass consciousness. They fear who is behind the opposition leader. They fear when young people stop asking for permission. They fear they fear when fear itself collapses. They fear when propaganda no longer works. And that's why rallies are restricted. That's why youth organizers are arrested. That's why internet shutdown is discussed. Security forces are deployed like election observers. Because this is no longer about votes, but it's about control slipping quietly out of all hands. Okay? Uganda right now has been split into two. Reality one is older generation. Older generation are who remembers civil war, are who fear instability, and who associate older with long rule. Okay? Reality two is the youth. The youth who see no jobs, they see there's no future, they see leaders age while opportunities die, they see corruption being normalized as theft. Okay? Now, it is not disrespect from the youths. This is historical evolution. Every system goes through that. Every system expires the moment it stops serving the majority. You know what I mean? And when the youths chant end of an era, they are not saying that we hate all the people. No. The old people from Uganda, That's not how they say. They are saying we refuse to die under decisions we didn't make. They are saying leadership must rotate. They are saying power is not personal property. And that message is echoing far beyond Uganda. It's not Uganda alone. It is happening in Burkina, in West African countries, in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Nigeria, in South Africa. What is happening in Uganda matters to Africa because Uganda is not alone. Young people in Kenya, young people in Nigeria, young people in Ghana, young people in Senegal, in South Africa are asking the same question. How long is too long? And that's why Pan-Africanists are paying attention on this. Because when one youth population breaks fear, other follows. A very honest opinion, this is bigger than just January 15th. Even if the system blocks Bobywine from power, the movement does not disappear. Because once young people realize that they are the majority, once they realize they are connected, they are watching, they are no longer afraid, let me tell you, there is no reset button. It's like boom. It's like an exploding, something that I've been wanting to explode for too long. You can delay change, but you cannot cancel consciousness. That's the reality. I've been saying this. And to the young people of Uganda, this is my message to you. You are not wrong for wanting better. You are not wrong for demanding dignity. You are not wrong for rejecting political forever presidents. Okay? History is on your side always. Every empire that rules forever, or every empire that refuses to listen to the youth eventually collapses under its own arrogance. That's the reality. Okay? Now, I want to say this. If you watch carefully, the state always shows you what it fears. Because when the government blocks rallies, when they arrest youths, when they militarize election, be confident, they fear you. They fear you. Okay? They fear you. And I'll say this. There is a moment in history that every long-serving system dreads. This moment will surely come in one way or the other. Even if it's not today, it will come tomorrow. Even if it's not tomorrow, the other day. It's not rebellion. That one is not rebellion, not sanctions, not opposition leaders. The most dangerous moment is when people expires. You know, fear is the invisible currency of authoritarian longevity. It keeps people quiet. It keeps people circulating. That's fear. It keeps people just calculating what else. Okay? But when young people decide that silence costs more than resistance, that math changes. Okay? And that is exactly what is happening in Uganda right now. The youths are no longer afraid. Let me talk psychology. Fear works when obedience feels safer than confrontation. You know? When the future looks stable enough to protest. When people have something to lose. Fear works that way. But Ugandan youths are facing joblessness with degrees. They don't have jobs. Police power without accountability. Rising cost with shrinking wages. You know? So the question becomes, what exactly are we afraid of losing? That's the youth are asking that questions. And when the future is already stolen, fear loses leverage. You know? And something the whole system understands is that digital exposure, young Ugandans are watching elections elsewhere. They are comparing governance models. Okay? They are seeing peers demand accountability. They are learning that power is not mystical. So propaganda only works when information is controlled. But today, a phone is a newsroom, a tweet is a rally, a live stream is evidence. And that's why they are trying to suppress the internet, you know, the social media. There is history here that teaches us something. Security forces are loyal to paychecks and survival, not ideologies. They follow order until order contradicts consciousness. They follow order until order isolates them from society. Okay? So no regime collapses from protest alone. It collapses when enforcement loses moral confidence and youth-led movement accelerate that erosion. This election in January 15 represents two worldviews. Musevevi generation, which represents stability, order over justice, control over participation, and memory of war as justification of permanence. And number two, Bobywine generation, opportunity over fear, represent accountability over obedience, and participation over hierarchy. Okay? The two worldviews cannot coexist forever. One must fall. Which one is falling? Tell me in the comment section.